Hello, welcome again to another Ramble video about PvP. This time we are looking at the Jungle Cup, and this is a very exciting one for me because it features Masquerain. Well, I'm making it feature Masquerain. I don't know if that's the case for everyone. I've already got a team pick this time, so it's not so much debating as just a wee talk through about how I see my chances in this cup. I've gone quite meta. There's nothing terribly surprising. There are Pokemon that I would love to have brought. One of the first Pokemon I ever started using for PvP, that was the CP I caught it at. And I thought, that'll be useless. And this is our whole mindset about PvP has just changed how we think about certain Pokemon that previously had no value. At the time I was using Castform. Castform has a second move as well. Didn't have Weather Ball because that was only released with that event. Did you get a shiny Castform? That was the first one I've sort of actively deleted at the end of the event. But Weather Ball is absolute killer in this game. It's so spammy and powerful and awesome. So that's what I had kind of hoped to use him, but essentially there's just too many Vigs, isn't there? It's all about Vigoroth, what you have to counter Vigoroth, how you're using your Vigoroth, and what you do with your Noctowl. That's basically the Jungle Cup in a nutshell. I didn't delete them all. I've got some sitting there you go. If you're really into Castform. I love Castform for PvP. Someone used straight Castforms, I think it was Brandon Tam actually, straight Castforms for his match, which was class. I love using these guys, they're great fun. If you're doing like a complete freestyle just to surprise someone with free Castforms and then win, now that's an important step, then it's worth it. But I spent 75k on a second move, which is nuts. Either way, I do occasionally still use it. I can't bring it to jungle. There are other things to consider. So we're actually going to look at my proper JC team here. Standing, of course, for Jungle Cup and not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Here's Janine. Janine has come to lots of tournaments and it's been in my draft as well. It's a Pokemon that not a lot of people here have for PvP. I was very fortunate to have Dejono trade me a bunch across. It's fantastic. And essentially you're just looking at countering that Vigoroth with something that isn't Vigoroth. There's Tulip, of course. Tulip I've talked about previously. Ivysaur was a real surprise to me, and I was battling an Ivysaur a lot and thinking, why is this thing so tanky? But I had to get one, and I've got one 1500. You can't see it, annoyingly. You know, I wonder if I can move that down a bit. Yeah, that kind of works. I wasn't even sure about bringing any grass types, to be honest, but you have to look at counters for Lantern. Lantern is just huge in this. Lantern I've actually been using as a lead a lot of the time. My favourite three would actually be a combination of Lantern, Heracross and Noctowl basically. I switch the other three in sort of as and when depending on teams, but those are the ones I'm having the success with. Whatever way people are organising their teams now, whatever point the meta's got to, that's where we are. Beaky, Aglow and Janine. And Janine, she's a nasty Heracross. Random fact for anyone who didn't know, there is a gender difference in Heracross. The male's horns are a lot bigger. So you have a kind of rounded horn here on a female. So there's a female Heracross and there's a male Heracross. I think the male is cooler. Like if I could have picked one to run, it would have been male, but I have the CP of the female. It doesn't obviously make any difference in battle. It's just aesthetic. Heracross was a Pokemon I never did much with prior to PvP again. There's quite a lot of them like that I've really grown to love. We have of course got Masquerain. Masquerain, if you haven't guessed, is one of my all-time faves. I mean, I'd love to be able to use a Surskit, but I have to be realistic. I do have a max one. I mean, I could put it in space and bring it for a laugh. Zascarain is of course my 1500 Masquerain, who I absolutely love. Air Slash, Air Cutter and Silverwind. For a generalist, I think it's probably more valuable to have Infestation, Deoxys and stuff, but for this tournament, definitely Air Slash, definitely Air Cutter, and Silverwind is the one you're getting in quickly. Sometimes it's going to hit super effective, but most of the time you're just praying for a stat boost. If Masquerain gets a stat boost, steamrolls. There's a lot of things Masquerain doesn't like. Would be foolish not to mention that of course Masquerain's not fond of rocks. and Masquerain's not very fond of flying moves or ice moves or electric moves, so there was a bit of a wariness there. It's probably not a Pokemon I would use in the first round, because you have to kind of see how your opponent approaches things before you decide what your strategy is. I never used Vigoroth in the first game, and that's worked really well for me. I love Body Slam. I had Brick Break on this originally, and I had no idea how spammy Body Slam was when you use it. Like, it is nuts. And that is, of course, my shiny flex. He was a straight evolve, no dust investment, and has a beautiful spread, which I'm just going to bring up here with this lovely new appraisal system. Yes, defense and HP could be higher, but as a spread of stats and to get into the level that he is, I'm really happy with it. 14.99. As far as Vigoroth mirrors go, I've never had an issue. Clearly it's not lacking. Very happy. Noctowl was one, again, had been mentioned a long time ago that it would have a lot of potential in PvP, so one I've always kept my eyes open for. I don't know what the spread's like on this one, because it's not great. It's more that I could get it near 1500. There isn't a lot of Hoots generally around, so getting anything that would come close to 1500 was always the aim. But the game has gone through so many changes now. This appraisal is just great. That's my Lantern. It's not bad. I'm happy with it. Again, goes near 1500. Chinchous are, again, another one of these Pokemon that they don't pop up that often, and when they do, they're stupid sizes and you can't do anything with them. I'm very fond of Lantern. Lantern's always been a Pokemon I've really liked. I've used it in the games. The combination of electric and water is really cool. I like the design. I like Anglerfish, which is what it's based on. Floats all my boats there, and it's a fantastic PvP Pokemon. I think that's the lot of them, isn't it? That's sort of the basic team that I'm using. There are other Pokemon I narrowed down. I really want to use Furret. Bringing in a normal type is just a huge risk, and it's not something I'm actually going to do. I just don't think it's worth it. Furret has one of my favourite attack animations in the game. We're going to fight Blanche, and we're going to use a Furret, and she's got her little Sneasel out here. A bit better than our Magikarp there, Blanche. But she is the Mystic Leader, so we'll not give her too much credit. Look at that! It's adorable! I absolutely love it. Right, let's go. So it's all about circles. I haven't been getting consistently excellence on fighting, which is a bit annoying. A few of them I'm pretty sorted on, but it's all about practice, isn't it? And getting used to the fact that instead of tapping, you're swiping and that sort of thing. I didn't look like I missed one there, but apparently I did. I missed at least two. The flying ones I've got the hang of. Bug aren't so bad. Dragon is quite good. I like the rock. Ground I don't like so much. Ghost I don't like so much. But again, it's all practice, and we'll get the hang of it as it goes along. But mostly we're just using it because it's wagging its wee tail and it looks so cute. I'm not paying attention here. Don't know what happened there. I suppose if you're going to hit a great, it doesn't make much difference anyway. You don't have to try too hard. A message flash up in a battle the other day. It basically sort of took up the start of my charge move, and I was like, oh crap, I'm going to hit this with a nice. But it still got to great. Great is the standard. Missing great is not good. And if you think about it, people who are just very good at it are going to get the excellence consistency. So they're more like a critical hit amongst people who, oh, there we go. There we go. That's more like it. It's good to see get one eventually. Body slam and normal attacks I really dislike. They are not fun to do the circles for, I don't think, at all. It's so hard to tell because they're so quick. Oh, another excellent. That's what we like. But I'm hoping to use Furret at some point. I just think it's adorable. Look at that. Look at the way it runs back. That's the thing. It goes... Blanche, unsurprisingly, rolled over and took it. Wouldn't catch Spark doing that. Nah. Thanks for watching again. That was just basically my thoughts on the Jungle Cup and teams. My own team, really. I haven't really delved too hard into the meta or anything like that, but that's what I'll be using. I'm fairly confident. I'd like to think I could win at least 2 rounds and go on into Mirror Cup feeling confident that if we do a repeat on Jungle, it's a good round for me. And of course Masquerain. Would keep mentioning that because that's an awesome part of this cup, and I hope I'm going to see several of them. Maybe some mirror matches, just that'll make it for me. I do have a slight issue that when I use Masquerain, I tend to blow my shields on it, and it's just like an automatic emotional response. There's nothing I can do about that. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I think we're basically starting a collective here of people who are doing PvP and wanting to connect the community together. Hopefully with the down south community and all of Ireland, which would be amazing. So I'll be back again probably after the cups run to talk about Mirror and how I did, how the tournament went down, and hopefully I'll turn up with some banana buns for the guys and gals. So bye bye.